little longer, but I was given 3 to 5 minutes. So hopefully I'll stay within that boundary. So around noon today, I decided I should probably write my Woman of Honor speech. Procrastination runs in our family at least once you get to Lindsay and me. Unlike Lindsay, I'm not a creative writer, so I decided I needed to rely on my business analyst experience and put together an outline in a step-by-step form. So here are my steps to this speech. Number 1, introduce yourself to the wedding guests. For those of you who I haven't met yet, I'm Carly, Lindsay's younger but slightly taller sister, who was not blessed with a beautiful voice. I am honored that Lindsay and Dan chose Kelly and me to be their women of honor. More importantly, I'm ecstatic that the honor did not include wearing a bridesmaid dress tomorrow. Number 2, congratulate the newlywed couple. So the traditional maid of honor speech is given at the wedding, so I can't quite congratulate Lindsay and Dan just yet. So instead, I'll just give a preemptive mazel tov and encourage Dan not to go anywhere in the next 24 hours. So number 3, tell some funny memories about your relationship with the bride. Lindsay only gave me 3 to 5 minutes for this speech, so unfortunately I can't get into too many memories, so I'll give you a few. As little kids, Lindsay and I had a love-hate relationship. She loved dressing me up as a man, complete with a mustache and armpit hair. She loved taking up 3/4 of our tiny love seat and insisting that she get to lay down with her legs on top of me. She loved making me always be Luigi to her Mario, and making it even worse by calling me Luigi. And finally, she loved how gullible I was, one time daring me to pee in the bathroom trash can. Sorry, Mom and Dad. But on the other hand, she hated when I made fun of her for thinking that 10:15 was 10:25. As we got older, she hated that I was a math nerd and in pre-calculus the same year as her. Keep in mind, we're 2 years apart. Really, what she really hated, though, was how I'd come into her room 5 minutes before we needed to leave, and I'd ask if I could borrow something to wear. In addition, I asked that she could actually recommend that something to wear. Oh wait, this happened actually last month before her bachelorette party. I think she actually secretly loves this stuff. So number 4, say nice things. Say nice things. Number 4, say nice things to the bride about how meaningful your relationship is. Lindsay, you gave me a picture frame once a long time ago with the quote, "God made us sisters, our hearts made us friends." I've always felt that this was fitting for our relationship. When you left for college, leaving me alone with Mom and Dad, I suddenly realized how much I actually liked you. Over the next few years, the things we couldn't stand about each other slowly melted away, and we went from being sisters to friends. After 36 years of friendship, I honestly can't think of anyone I'd rather call my sister or my friend. I'm so happy for you that you've met Dan and created a life with him. It's amazing how happy you make each other. Number 5. Sorry, there's 6 in here, I think. Talk about your new relationship with the groom. My first encounter with Dan was over email in late 2012. My husband, Elon, and I were thinking about surprising Lindsay for her 35th birthday party in New York. So I emailed Dan to ask what he thought. Dan went out of his way to help us implement the surprise, even offering for us to stay at his apartment and make us dinner reservations. In hindsight, this showed me a few things about Dan. He was thoughtful, resourceful, cared about Lindsay's happiness, and most importantly for our family, could implement a surprise. A few weeks later, on our first ski trip together, I learned a few more important tidbits about Dan. Number 1, he goes into a food coma immediately after eating every meal. And number 2, once he picks up a nickname for you, typically one that he's stolen from somebody else, he never stops using it. Number 6, give some advice to the groom about marrying into the family. So this one I decided wasn't fair for me to really ask, so I went to an unbiased opinion, which is Elon, since he has some experience marrying in our family. So I'm speaking for Elon, but these are written from his heart. So a few bullet points. 1, they ask a lot of questions about everything all the time. 2, thank you notes are the key to Emily's heart. 3, keep up with current events, especially in politics, because Rob will ask for your opinion and then offer a very thoughtful counterpoint. 4, keep a plywood bedboard in your house for when the Kaufmans come to visit. 5, everyone cries a lot. 6, as previously noted, they love surprises. 7, never wear Nikes. 8, they care deeply about dogs and will always stop to say hi to one on the street or save one if it looks lost. And 9, you are marrying one of the 3 most thoughtful women on the planet. It can be challenging to keep up with them, but it's something you'll always treasure. All right, last point on my list. 7, talk about when you first knew the bride and groom were the perfect pair. The first time we went out for a family dinner in San Antonio, Lindsay and Dan instinctively started looking at the menu together and planning their dinners. Sorry, dinner, singular. They knew they wanted to share everything and wanted to make sure they ordered it perfectly. I've never seen such teamwork or collaboration when it came to ordering food. They clearly had this down to a science, and it was early on in their relationship. Although this is a very silly example, I felt that it demonstrated their compatibility and willingness to work together. To Lindsay and Dan, if you always display this type of enthusiasm and teamwork you have about ordering food in all aspects of your marriage, I know you will have a long and happy life together.